Good afternoon from Marie at Messy M Creations. I hope this Friday finds you safe and well. Oh, hold on, what have I done? Gone into something. There we go. I think we're good to go, aren't we? We're off. So please do say hi if you're able to join me live, and if you are on catch up then thank you as well. So on Wednesday we started playing with All Things Fabulous with a one sheet wonder, which created these cards. Then yesterday, I've just realised I've taken the cards upstairs. I did some simple stamping to create some cards. So today I've recruited the dies that come with the set as well. So I've had lots of fun stamping and cutting out. Just realised I didn't cut that out. So anyway, so I have some little piles in front of me. So I have in my various colours. So I'm sticking with the same colours. What you didn't see yesterday was this beautiful yellow. So we have a variety of yellow, and so the set comes with these little kind of buds. It comes with the little flowers. We saw those yesterday. So I have a range of things, and then I've also done the, I'm not sure which way up that flower will be, but anyway, we'll work it out, won't we? So I am going to start with a card that I think, let's just throw a whole load of colour at it, shall we? I've got leaves as well. Done that, some leaves in Old Olive and in Granny Apple Green. So I've kind of got the whole lot in front of me. So let's play. So I think on the first one, I am literally just going to take the bits and play games. Glue. And I think I am going to use wet glue, but I'm also going to use some dimensionals. So the wet glue will just get, actually, let's have a play around, because what we want to do probably is create some depth. So what the dimensionals will do will lift the flower away. I think that's going to be more likely that way up. So it's almost like creating a really lovely bouquet. But what I'm thinking is all those leaves I'm going to want tucked underneath there, aren't I? So we're probably going to want to put leaves on and then build up from there. Have some leaves and buds. These are, oh, might do those in the darker. So I did a kind of range of the colours. So the yellow was the one we didn't see yesterday. We saw the gorgeous purple because Jeanette picked the purple for us to play with. So I cannot believe it is already Friday. The week has absolutely flown by this week. It's been quite busy actually. Not that I should complain about that, hey, but you can see how if you play around, so there's definitely two thoughts, there's two camps even. Some people like to just stamp the bits and cut bits that they're going to use. All these bits, oh, they're just out of the camera, that I've cut. So I've done kind of three of each of the bigger flowers, loads of leaves. Any that I don't use today, I'll store in the box, because my sort of crafting, I do prefer to just suddenly think, oh, I need a card and then just have all the bits I need to create. I think this might be my new favourite set. But don't worry, you won't see it every single week. I'll play with all my other sets as well. So yeah, I'm kind of going to create, so by playing around with your positioning, you can create a look. And then, so I've cut the base card that I'm gluing the bits on to a centimetre smaller than a standard card base. And then that means that gives me a bit of space for a backing card. So I'm just going to pop these on. I loved these little kind of bunches of buds. And also, if you see, I am just popping, oh, got a bit of excess going on there. Some of these slightly over the edge, because remember, I've got a centimetre around the edge that is kind of clear, that's not going to dangle over. So I rather like having a few things that sort of hang off. So I'm really just popping some glue around the base of the bit. So all these are being glued directly onto the card. The dimensionals will be used at a later stage, but you will hopefully see on the camera the effect the dimensionals have. Not just mix it up a bit with the colours and pop. Oh, that one coming out of there. Actually, I might do a bigger. See, look, she does one layout and then starts playing around. Of course she does, because that's what we can do in crafting. So just mixing up the colours a bit, just so that we get a beautiful colourful card. So they are all directly onto the card. Might do them in that order. I just love the detail that stepped stamping creates. So I'm just going to pop. So little dimensionals are sponge little shapes that add some depth for us. Hi Ali! Hope you're well. Enjoying the fact it's Friday. Oh, I was going to put that one in the middle, wasn't I? See, already it's changed because I've stuck things on differently. But if I start with a plan and something else happens, that's fine, because whoever gets the card has no idea what the plan was in the first place. So there is no right or wrong. I just love this detailing. So the yellow I used So Saffron, then Daffodil Delight, and then Bumblebee for the darkest layer. I was going to say I've lost my dimensionals. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Even though it's been a 4-day week, I do feel it's been a bit of a long week. Can't really tell you why. Well, I'm not moaning, obviously. It's quite good. Getting used to the new world of doing everything online. Online meetings galore. So I'm just wondering, So the other thing that we can do, now bear in mind your postage, because as you start adding dimensionals you do tend to go into the next, you need to go to a large letter rather than a standard, but nothing stops us sticking dimensionals together. So I'll put 2 dimensionals on that one because I want it to stand proud of those 2 to give us more depth to that. But you know, I had fun stamping all the bits. I then had it, so I think if, for me, as I say, with my crafting, it works better for me to sit. So I sat after my little session last night and did a load of stamping with the same colours that I had out yesterday. And stamped a load of images. Then because when you are working from home, I find I do need to take breaks. I have moved to a standing desk. What colour shall I do the sentiment in? Oh, I might do it in Poppy Parade. So yeah, well, I say I've got a standing desk. What I actually have is what apparently, well, it is David's ironing board because I don't use it. So I have no need for an ironing board. So it's become my standing desk at home. I do. Apparently you burn at least 50 calories more a day by standing at your desk instead of sitting. So as I have post-lockdown excess calories to get rid of, I thought, hey, I don't think 50 calories a day is going to make a whole heap of difference, but hey-ho. But it definitely feels a little bit more energetic somehow, so that's been my thing. So what I'm thinking here, of course, what I haven't got, so I'm thinking, because you know me, I do like to do the, so we could go with a, how about, oh, let me get my Poppy Parade on a petal pink. And what will happen when that's cut properly is those ones that are going over the edge will just pop over the edge. It's rather pretty. So yeah, literally that is, so this I'm going to cut to 10 by 14.4. I'm going to pop that onto there, and then we've got a little bit of wriggle room just to make sure it's straight. Let's make sure our card is opening the correct way. I'll make all the effort and then make a card that opens the opposite way to what someone might expect. Mind you, it would be quite a funny challenge, wouldn't it? I wonder how long it would take someone to realise. I've gone with these colours because I've got a few girly photographs. Don't even know where that came from then. Hi Babsy. So yes, I've got some girly birthdays coming up, so you probably can't see, but I have used shimmery white paper, which just adds a little bit of kind of bling to that. So double dimensional under there, single dimensions there, and then everything else is glued to the card, and you can see by those bits hanging over, I like that, I just like that effect. So that's rather fabulous, isn't it? So in reality, I mean, yes, you've stamped all the bits, but in creating the card, the only thing I've actually stamped is along the bottom there for a greeting. So we will do another one with a combination of stamps now somewhere. So I'm going to stamp a, let's get these the right order again. Now I do rather, much as I love the purple, I'm going with yellow, I think. Let's do a nice bright. So what I'm going to do is fairly centrally, I think, and again, entirely up to you how you perhaps would do that. So that's our So Saffron. Then the next layer up, we take our Daffodil Delight, and we need to essentially kind of just, there's a white band that comes around that you line up on the stamp, in your previous stamped image. So it just adds that little accent. The more light you have, the better. Just to see that. And then the final stamp, which I'm using the Bumblebee, just adds that darker layer to it. So that in of itself ends up with a bit of a 3D image. And actually, it's very dangerous when I have a thought, but probably too, might be a bit too much, mightn't it? This is a paper from the Flowers for Every Season, which that almost reflects the exact same. So I was thinking we could maybe use that as a background just to get a little bit of a hint. And then, I know I'm nowhere near finishing this yet, but I've already had the thought of, how about using the Bumblebee card base? That's nice and spring-like, isn't it? Ready to go into the autumn. It's completely illogical, but who cares? Not me. So then I'm going to create the depth and a little bit going over the edge by adding, oh, I didn't do any of the yellow little flowers. I wonder why I didn't do that. I can't pick this bit up, excuse me a moment. It's resolutely stuck to my desk. There we go. Got it? No, I haven't. Yes, I have. There we go. So essentially, and I've kind of come to the conclusion, I love Pinterest, but I think it sends me down a rabbit hole and I then get really confused. And I think there is loads of fantastic ideas on there that are absolutely brilliant. However, you can't beat just cutting everything out, playing with every colour under the sun and just playing around. But I think stamping onto the card, and I actually might stamp some leaves directly onto the card and then do some, oh, which I haven't got mounted. I've lost my stamp set. How have I managed that? It's bound to be right in front of my nose. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of my nose. Oh dear, if I had a brain I'd be dangerous. So I'm going to use the wider set of leaves. I'm going to go with just using Granny Apple for these ones, which my Granny Apple is somewhere. It's a beautiful bright green. And again, I'm not going to ink up the stalk. Oh, I have inked up the stalk in that process, but that's not so bad because we're going to be covering it up. So I'm going to put some kind of leaves in the background, because I almost think we put them on dimensionals and then offset them slightly. And I could even, now that is a Granny Apple green, have I got, yes, look, there's an old olive. We could even, that creates quite a nice little, yeah, you can almost hear the cogs whirring, can't you? But also this is a slightly different shape of a leaf, so by doing that, and then so I think we need some leaves coming down. I'm going to stamp a couple more. Coming down into here. What the world's your oyster with this set? And I do know people that don't like flowers, so clearly this is not a set that you would use. I've got some people I know that would be horrified by the level of flowerage. But we're all different, so you can see how those depths, I'm just going to have a so actually one of those could pop out from under there, couldn't it? I just feel like we need something, maybe we just need another leaf. And poking out from there. It's almost like creating a little so, and again, by using the extra layers of leaves, you just need to make sure that you're going to make sure excellent English, that we don't want those stalky bits becoming too dominant, so we need to make sure so we can possibly get away with one of those. Again, we're going to create some dimension by sticking some of these with glue and some of them with has anybody got any, I'm going out for the day somewhere. Has anybody else got anything exciting planned for the weekend? I'm going out for the day somewhere, but I can't remember where. The National Trust Arts and Craft Garden. North of Stow-on-the-Wold. So a bit of spot of lunch in Stow-on-the-Wold, and then mosey on across. We've booked our entry. It's due to be dry, so fingers crossed. I'll get rid of that green before I stick something in it. So these again are going to go onto my dimensionals. And then the other thing that we do have now as well that you could potentially use is foam adhesive sheets. So you could mount these on so that you're on solid foam. I kind of like that flexibility of, oh, don't move that one, it's not glued yet. But if you wanted a more solid that. Just try and make sure I cover the base of the two stalks there. Then one of those there, and then we need to, don't think that's quite natural, is it? But then maybe neither's that leaf. Oh my lord, I'm having a right little chinwag to myself, aren't I? Maybe oh, actually, how about that? We could, that goes behind there, that goes there. And we could even snuggle that behind. There's too many choices now. What we could do, how about, actually let's pop those out the side there. Let's do that. Let's be decisive about where we're putting things. Don't know how much of that I want to cover up now, because if I cover that up, I'm kind of, how does that look? The other thing that might be quite nice, if I've got bits not stuck, I'm going to take another ½ centimetre. Oh, it's not so easy to take ½ centimetre off when you've got things projecting from the card, because it doesn't. My trimmer has additional grid lines I can follow. When you have things projecting over the side of a card, you can't get your card right next to your edge, so we just need to, because what I'm thinking is we can showcase that beautiful designer series paper a little better. And actually, corner punch. Oh, let's punch off. Actually, should we do opposites? How about that? Feel a bit contrary. I feel like I'm going to do. Oh, that's quite interesting. So my card base is 10.5 by 14.9. So this is going to be. Oops, Daisy nearly cut it the wrong way. So I'm going to cut this at 10 by 14.4, so taking that ½ centimetre off, then you will see that by cutting a deeper off the top and the bottom, you can just see a little bit more. You can't even, actually. Who says it even? No, let's do it evenly. Can't cut more off the edges because I've obviously got stuff glued on there. So, but what I'm wondering is, I have some lovely bumblebee ribbon. So I'm thinking, create 2 loops, knot it over. Oops, a daisy. Then we do one great big loop, and then that, and then essentially we're just playing around and then tightening up that. So it's a nice easy way to create a little bow. Obviously I'm going to cut those dangly bits off. Don't want too much dangle. So it wouldn't actually be sitting at the top, would it? Almost like it's a little bow at the base. What do we think? The other option we would have would be to have a straight bit of ribbon with, there's 2 ways I can do that. So if we do a straight bit of ribbon and then add an extra piece, I think that might be slightly better. Oh, on you go again. You went under there before. Behave. There we go. You can do it. So that's obviously limited how far it'll go up by the dimensionals that I've added. Or I could do that and bring it down lower, of course. Oh, now I'm confused. I'm confused. Just doing a bit of a throw everything at it jobby. That's not quite in. Oh, actually, do you know what we could do? We could be really clever, and with any luck I can thread that between the dimensionals I put in place. If they're not, let's see. Because to me that would more naturally sit there. So if you're going to do that, think about where you're going to place the flowers, because obviously what is now going to happen is that's not going to be even on either side unless I make it so. And that's a bit odd to start. No, that's so, okay, think about that one. I'm going to go with the original bow, which I do by creating 2 little loops, essentially knotting them together, and then just playing around. This method generally only works if you have a singular colour. If you've got a directional pattern, you tend to mess that up slightly. But I'm thinking little glue dot and position that there. Of course, have a, yeah, oh my God, we're so organised, we've got a glue dot to hand as well. There is no end to the organisation. Or no end to the mess on my desk. That means that everything is everywhere. Don't put it down, put it away. Is the mantra I should use. I'm just going to cut that essentially straight across on those two bits. I don't think I need to add I think that's going to be odd to add. That what we maybe need is some. Oh, I know what we've got. We have bumblebee enamel dots, and actually that might solve my dilemma. Let's get a little. So with enamel dots, you just need to remember to get the tool right under. Just thinking an enamel dot might just get rid of that bit that's annoying me there. Putting them. Oh, that's too much of a. Oops, caught me. Need to be 3s or 5s without creating straight lines or actually to tie that one up. I might put another one in the centre of that one. Right little chin wag to myself, aren't I? No, I don't like it. Oh, do you know what I've done there? I've done that silly thing that happens when you're not careful with your enamel dots. They separate. Oops. So it's really making sure you get underneath that enamel dot. Let us glue that base to that. And then let the weekend commence. And fingers crossed the weather forecast is right for tomorrow. Look at that beautiful, colourful. Oh, which has just given me another idea. Not for now. But why not use the designer series paper as inspiration for another card? There's definitely inspiration in that beauty, isn't there? So, card opening the correct way. And a little bit of wriggle room to get it right. Beautiful spring-like card as we go into autumn. Although I am going with the fact we're going to get an Indian summer. That's what's going to happen in my world anyway. We're going to have beautiful, fabulous weather in September. So there we go. Stepping it up. So from just the stamping to using the die cuts. So we've done one lovely colourful one using all the colours in various different things, and one in the yellows with that designer series paper that kind of reflects the yellows. You can't see a lot of it, but you still get an idea of it. So anyway, there we go. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you next week, where I am playing with, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to be playing with Peaceful Boughs. So this again has dies, and it has a set of stamps that aren't yet mounted. So there's a one sheet wonder on Wednesday using this set, and on Tuesday we'll create a card. So the sentiments suggest it is Christmassy. However, the one sheet wonder definitely will be, but we'll see what happens on Tuesday. So have a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye.